All right, the mic is on now, man. I had the mic off because I was eating and I was doing my thing, but now the mic is on. This is the behind the scenes views. We're also live on StreamYard. Pick your poison, but I say pick your pleasure because it is a pleasure to watch a professional do what he does. And I say I am a professional because at the end of the day, you have a lot of guys that sit around, they blog, they talk, whatever they talk, but you don't never see no growth, right? You see them gimmicked out. One thing about me, I'm not into the gimmicks. When you show me you're a gimmick or that's what you're doing, I tend to let you do you. I do me. I will not get in the way. I just don't want you to get in my way. I notice that a lot of people that are gimmicks, they love to get in the way for whatever reason. But please, by all means, if you are a gimmick, one thing about real motion, you can't get in the way of that. Not only can you not get in the way of that, you won't stop it because you know the saying, you're only as good as your last gimmick, but real motion is motion. Hopefully you caught that sauce. But let's go over here to Tony Yayo, man. I talked about this earlier when I was walking my dog, but now that I'm at the desk, I can pull it up. Let's pull it up real quick. And top of the morning to y'all, man. It's 10:30. I have to drop off a call by 11:30, so I'll get out of here about 11:10, 11:15. Um, Let me just text somebody that right now. All right, there we go. Appreciate the likes over there. Y'all gonna pop in and out because we here getting it popping, man. Y'all ain't used to this. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. But back to Tony Yayo, right? Tony Yayo, family man. Yeah, he's 50's family on the low, man. But a loyal friend, companion of 50. 50 Cent just set him up with a serious situation right here, right? Now Tony Yayo has been all over the blogs, like as far as like Vlad TV, right? Um, he's probably one of Vlad's. Vlad does his thing as far as blogging, right? Everybody wants a Vlad TV interview, right? They feel like when they do Vlad, they made it, right? Um, okay, so everybody wants the Vlad TV. That's the person I got to drop the call to. I was just telling. Everybody wants that Vlad TV interview, right? So I'm not going to play the content, but as you can see, it's posted up here. For those of y'all that's on the stream, y'all with me, right? Matter of fact, let me share the stream. I didn't even share it. Yeah, see, sometimes I get so busy, I be forgetting to share, you know? Let me share this, man. We killing them right now. You can't ignore the motion, bro. Especially when you're an internet gimmick. And that's what a lot of guys are. They're internet gimmicks. And they tried to downplay the motion. I told y'all I was spinning the block on y'all, man. I need to see y'all growth now, man. I need to see y'all growth, man. I need to see y'all outside. I need to see y'all work. I told y'all that last year. I want to see y'all work. Your work is not it. But now I want to see your motion and your growth, man. You know? You niggas that sit online all day, every day, with no motion, man. Staking up the airways, because that's what y'all really basically doing. Let's call a spade, man. When you're online and you don't got nothing going on, and all you're doing is just talking about what somebody else done or did, like that shit is corny, man. But I dig it. But you see, that's why I started stepping. Now, and saying what I say, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it, right? Why can't I do that? Right? Why can't I do that? But see, unlike those that do that, that it's cool that they do it. I actually do my own thing too. I have my own content. I have my own company. I interview fighters. I work with fighters. I reach out to coaches. I reach out to managers. See, you guys do it, but to what level? You're sitting on the internet, right? I watched the dude, right? And I'm gonna use this shit because this one particular guy, right? He, you could tell when people try to compare themselves to the things you do, right? Because they always say, "Oh, I got it in with him on Twitter. He responded to my tweet. I added him." Okay. Can you call him up? Can you have a real conversation with him? Have you had a real conversation with him? See, when people go to that extent about a DM or an ad, and they feel like that is an engagement, or it is for them, me personally, that's not. That's not, man. That's why I stepped the way I stepped, right? Because a lot of the guys that I talk to or I talk about, especially Earl Spence, shout out to you, EJ. Like I said earlier, hopefully you are battling your substances and you are good. Because we know you've been hiding forever and a day. But hopefully you are all right. Because I'm going to talk about that, man. The PBC shit, man. The PBC shit is burned out now, bro. It is burned out, man. The PBC, if you are not, and look, I'm putting this out there right now. Yo, PBC fighters, yo, I'm certified with it, man. You guys could do the same thing Earl Spence did. Especially you guys that are strictly under Al Heyman. Al Heyman is not your manager, he's your advisor. Some of you guys have been sitting on the shelf for, man, too long. Hire a manager. I'm not saying hire me, but hire a manager and try to get some fights, man. You might have to still pay Al Heyman his 30% or 20%, to cross the street. Shout out to Adrian Clark for putting that out there, right? He put it out there, and the internet dick eaters that love to eat dicks on the internet, since he said it is cool. But I've been told you guys this forever in the day. Let me comb my beard. The trolls used to talk about my beard. They're not talking about it no more. But yeah, so yeah, get with somebody, man. Because even if you got to pay Al his 30% or 20%, maybe you can get a fight. Because there are managers out there that are networked with people, and maybe they can get you on a fight card. Because a lot of you guys have been sitting on the shelf for far too long. And that is not the vibes by any means, especially if you are an older fighter. Father Time is undefeated, and the clock is ticking. I just wanted to add that real quick. But back over to Tony Yayo and his situation, right? Now, these are some of the tweets that's out about this, right? But I'm gonna go over here to hiphop.x, right? Remember, look, this was from June 10th, right? That's why I'm pulling this up, because I think this is gonna be it now, right? Of 2024. Remember Tony talked about this June. We're in September 2nd now. But remember, he was talking about his podcast, Takeover. Tony AOT's podcast, Takeover. I'm going to be up there with the greats. Fast forward now, 50 Cent has put $5 million seemingly behind him, right? We know this, right? Are y'all following this? I just want to show you this old, what's the name, from June 10th. This been in the works. This been in the works, right? That's why when I was walking my dogs, I was speaking on it. It's like, man, you got to surround yourself with guys like 50, guys that believe in you, fuck with you, and are willing to invest in you, right? This article is from June 10th. June 10th of 2024 has been blessed with the gift of gab and is going to turn his story to ability to a podcast. It's up now. Now look, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. That was June 10th. I'm gonna go back now. Right? To right here. 50 Cent offers J.O. $5 million to start his own, what's name? Now that's somebody else's video. I'm not gonna play it. I play by the rules now, I understand that. But that article is free for anybody to see that article. June 10th, that article of this year. Today is September 3rd. June 10th, that was going to be the move for him. September 3rd, or I think the story broke yesterday. That not only is that going to happen, now he has $5 million behind him. You seen the broke. I was like, man, when I seen that, I was like, man, I can't wait to go live tomorrow in my professional setting. Yes, this is a professional setting. If I get out the way, you can see, oh, hold on, let me get out the way, I'm in the way. But if I get out the way and I slide over, you see the fax machine right there, if I need to use the fax. Sometimes when I come in here, they always ask me, yo, you need a computer? I'll be like, nah, I'm good, I got my own. But I have access to all of that now. And I say that to say this, see, it always starts with a vision. A lot of times you guys might see the vision and hate on the vision. Or you might see the vision and try to block the vision, because that happens too. But as long as you stay focused on your vision, and I'm using Tony Yayo, man. January 10th, this was the vision, right? I don't want to put an article back up, but that article was published January 10th. Look, this article right here. January 10th, T's new podcast. Now that podcast is official. Look, podcast to come. I'm going to be up there. This is what he was saying. Look, January 11th. January 11th. Fast forward to 20 hours ago, it's breaking all over YouTube. It is breaking all over YouTube. See, when you have people behind you that believe in you, see your vision, it's going to take off. I say that to say this, right? A lot of times people see the things that you're doing. The ones that believe in you are going to come and find you. The ones that don't believe in you are also going to find you, and they're going to try to do whatever they can do to stop you, because they are like the ones that believe in you, but they don't want to see you go. They don't want to see you make it. And once you start seeing that in them, you got to go to the people, and I'm using Earl Spence again, right? I had a situation. I grew up with Earl Spence's family, his aunties, his uncles, right? And I remember hustling. I'm going to say hustling. I'm not going to say selling drugs. I'm not going to say none of that. But I remember hustling, and Earl Spence's uncle believed in him to the point where he used to always talk about, man, EJ this and EJ that. EJ came of age. EJ was a hell of a fighter. I remember the passion that his uncle had, and I watched that passion become a reality, right? And I said to myself, as somebody who was official, I don't like to call myself real, I like to call myself official. I watched this man always talk about his nephew, becoming something, being something, and it happened. And I say, you know what? Me being cool with this man and the rest of the family, growing up with his younger brother, I said, I need to do my part because this man seen the vision, and the vision is true. It came true. So I use my influence, and the rest is history, right? Well, I say that to say this. When it was time for me to move on, yes, move on, because at points in life, you will eventually evolve and grow. And I evolved and grew to the point where I'm at right now, right? Where I am a media marketing management consultant service, right? And I remember they had started whatever their situation. And I was like, all right, I had a lot of talented people reaching out to me. And my whole thing was, I was like, you know what? Eventually, I'm going to bring some talent to quote unquote man down promotions, right? I never got a chance to do that because those people over there didn't want to see me grow. But I say, you know what? It's cool. I'm still going to do what I need to do, right? Now, upon me doing what I needed to do, right? Because that's what I did. I stayed focused, right? I prayed like I always do, right? I remember I picked up my uncle's book, The Art of Respect by James Prince. And I remember I read the book, because I read. I'm in the library right now. See, y'all always judge books by its cover. Well, you could go a long way in the library, right? Started out in the basement. Now I'm up top in the conference room, right? Growth over gimmicks, right? Motion, real motion. But yeah, I got my uncle's book. I read the book, and they came to me then, right? And I said this. This was one of the visions, right? And look, at the time, watch this. This is how God works. Watch how God works, right? They was like, yo, you got to get a fighter signed to Jay Prince. I believe that, right? Look, I believe that. I remember going to the fights in Newark, right? This is the God's honest truth. Shakur Stevenson fight called many years ago. His first homecoming fight. I went there. This is how God works, right? We was all at the hotel, right? We're chilling. I'm doing my thing. I'm still Jackal Fitness at the time. I'm interviewing Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn was an amateur at the time. I interviewed him. I interviewed Nathaniel Gilmore. A couple people, man, right? I slide off. Look. Watch how God always works, right? I slide off, right? Unbeknownst to me, somebody was watching me do my thing. They came up to me, they said, yo, what you do? I said, I do media. I was like, yo, I'm an agent. I do media, I'm a talent scout. Me and this person exchanged numbers, right? We exchanged numbers, right? Little do I know, this person that I exchanged numbers with was the real blood relative of Jay Prince himself, right? Now me and him is cool, right? We cool, right? I go back. Unbeknownst to me, I made a network connection right there, right? So now I'm back around the way. I go to an amateur showcase. Shout out to K. Sean, Killer K. I want to support Killer K. Killer K used to fight out of the wreck. Killer K had a wonderful situation. Yeah, the PBC wanted to sign him, Joe Goosen and them. That's a whole nother live. We'll talk about that another day, right? But I go to the fights. We're turned up. My man Joe Deeney, right? Look, Joe Deeney, right? This is the God's honest truth right here. Joe Deeney, who Team Tucker Joe Dini, right? He seen my enthusiasm over K-Sean, and he was like, Jihad is way better than him. No disrespect to K-Sean, right? He's like, yo, Jihad is way better than him, right? And he's younger. He's younger, right? He's like, this kid is the real deal, right? So I said, for real? Right? I was like, I know Tucker, right? I knew of Jihad, but I didn't know him, right? Because like I said, I followed. I'm like, word? He's like, he goes to my gym. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to come down there. Now, the first time I came down there, I seen Jihad. But you know who really stood out to me? Who do I call $1 Million Marley? Marley was like 8 years old. I had the videos on my thing. Marley was like, he was just a little spark plug. He was beating the hell out of the bag. I was like, nah, I like him. But I fuck with Jihad too, right? But I was like, I like him, right? I was like, I like Marley, man, right? Look at Marley now. Fast forward, #1 in the nation, 4-time national champion, right? But watch how the tables have turned, right? So now we are all building, right? Remember, I initially said I wanted to be a part of Man Down Promotions, but God showed me that they wasn't for me. But he told me that a book that I had read many years ago, right? Many years ago, was going to lead me to getting a fighter sign with Jay Prince. That fighter was Jihad Tucker, right? Remember, Jihad told this story. I was upset at him for telling it. Because I said, man, you let the cat out the bag too fast, man. You let the cat out the bag too fast, right? But he told the story. Because I remember the connections that I made in Newark. And shout out to Jamel Herring, right? It was a tough bidding war for Jihad. Because I had called Jamel Herring up too. Jamel Herring and his people were going to sign Jihad also. I did reach out to Jamel. But Jay Prince and them had a better situation. A real situation. Not saying that Jamel's Herring situation wasn't the same, but they wanted him to go to Mexico. And where did Jihad ended up? Top rank, and the rest is history. And then I think along that way, a lot of these guys, right, they were upset because they already knew. A lot of the guys that's in the industry knew what I had become and was becoming. And they already had tried to tarnish my name and my image as a content creator, right? But I had already started making executive moves. And these dudes were so wicked and demonic. Instead of them saying, yo, you know what? We slept on you. We lied on you. We overlooked you. They wanted to play it all the way out. And look how it played out for them. Look how it played out for them. Not only are the things that I envisioned happen, they are rocking and rolling right now, right? Jihad, fight they about to drop is bigger than that guy that lied on me it was. You guys can't even debunk this, man. You guys cannot even debunk this because at the end of the day, Jihad just came off fighting in Canada at 21 years old. 21 years old. He's an international star, professional star, right? A professional international star, not an amateur international star. Because you do have guys at that age that are Olympians and doing their thing like that, but they appreciate you, Gumbo. But these guys are amateurs. Jihad is an international star. It's an international star at 21 years old. And y'all gonna say, no, he's not. He got a loss already. Now, as an agent and a manager, I would beg to differ. Because when I look at the top ranked roster and I look at the young guys, right? Let me get another egg in me, right? And I look at the young guys, right? I look at the young guys over there on top rank. And I say, and I brought this up with my man Pops, what's his name? Because, Pop be on his goofy shit sometimes too, respectfully, trying to downplay people's motion. He put a thumbnail up and was like, what does Top Rank got to do to promote jihad more? So I had to go over there and clean that up. Like, what do they have to do more? What other young guys other than him and Abdullah Mason have been on an international card? What other young guys? Only Abdullah, another guy that I have come across, and shout out to him and his father and his brothers. I love those guys, man. I covered Abdullah in the amateurs, right? But the first time meeting him was, I think, 2 years ago. We was all on the Tulsa, Oklahoma card. And I remember telling his father, right? Because his father, for those of y'all that don't know, man, you guys are learning now. When you interview Abdullah, his father is going to be around. Great man, right? Hell of a boxing coach too, right? But he's going to be around. And I remember we was all at the, man, Top Rank, they tell you, man, don't let these people tell you nothing different, right? When we stayed in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Yeah, they had this spread out for us, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? The meals, right? So we was all eating, and I was like, I want to interview them. And he was like, Abdullah's father, that's what he does, man. He's gonna walk you through the process, man. He gotta check you out. So he was like, I was telling him who I was, and he was like, they know you, right? He was like, they know you, and I was like, yeah, Pops. He was like, so if I go to New York and I'll be like the Source, they're gonna know you? I was like, yeah, they know me. And I asked him, he'll tell you this to himself. That's why he fucks with me now. I said, they know me and they hate on me because they know they can't fuck with me. I told him this 2 years ago. I was like, all these dudes, especially these New Yorkers, and I'm gonna look in this camera, I'm gonna look over here. A lot of you niggas in New York, my own backyard, move like suckers. You're not official. You don't know how to network, y'all move like crab in the buckets, right? Because instead of pushing people, getting behind real movements, y'all try to downplay their emotion. And look what that led to. Look what that led to. Like I said, a lot of y'all are content fakers with no motion right now. But I remember telling Pops this, right? And he allowed me to interview Abdullah. I got this drop right here. Look, the rest is history. Now I got multiple drops, multiple interviews, real life interviews. Not StreamYard shits. Like some of y'all, man. Some of y'all got to interview that nigga only on the stream. I don't have that. I have real life interviews with the Mason Mob, right? Tulsa, Oklahoma, Toledo, Ohio, shit like that, man. Real motion with the Mason Mob, man. Like to each his own, man. You gotta get how you live, man. Some of y'all only have the StreamYard interaction with them, right? I have real life interaction with the Mason Mob, man. Yeah, I remember that. I remember we was in Toledo. Abdullah's my man. We was in the lobby, and this is when I knew that knockdown dude, knockout Girl Scout was an official, right? And look at your interview with him. The energy is everything was off. But I remember we was all kicking it in Toledo, Ohio, and I think I might have been on IG Live. I was on one of the lives, right? And Abdullah, we was all kicking it. And I threw Abdullah on the live because he was right there with me. And I was like, we getting a stoppage tomorrow, right? I was like, we getting a stoppage tomorrow. And I always talk about, if you notice Abdullah's uniform, he's always styling. I said, what we styling on him with tomorrow? And I threw the camera on him and he said his piece. And look, this is when I knew Buddy was a jealous, weirdo, gimmick internet nigga, right? I shared that shit with him, right? I said, him and my uncle, right? Because I thought he was like my uncle. Shout out to my Uncle Walt, man. Worked with Terry Norris. Bodyguard for Terry Norris for many years. knows his boxing. He loves Abdullah Mason. So when I got that piece, I sent it to him and Girl Scout 86. And Girl Scout 86, weirdo, you fit in very well on this internet with the rest of these guys, right? Came back and added me on some, like a regular internet weirdo, right? But my uncle was like, look, see, you're always gonna get the poison and the pleasure. My uncle was like, man, appreciate you, nephew. He was like, whoop-de-whoop, tell him this, that, and the third. Look, now every time I see him, I always tell him about my uncle. I add him and stuff, right? But the dude who was supposed to be the fan and like him showed me that he was a jealous hater. He was mad. He talked about my views, right? And look how that played out. You just did a StreamYard interview with him, right? When he fought in Newark, right? He fought in Newark in July, right? Who walked in with him, right? We didn't even arrive together. But that's how it looked when you are the chosen and God is with you, you always walk that path. I arrived to cover the event. I had to wait for somebody to take my daughters in with the general public because I had media marketing agent credentials. Yeah, I walked in with Akim Barak with a look. I think I'm growing, right? This was the first time for me personally where I had a security, right? I had a security escort in. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Listen, I had a security escort in. I'm used to just going, shout out to the good people at Top Rate, giving my name, right? Getting my credential and going in. Nah, I guess I got there at the right time this time. Because I got a security escort in with Akim Barak in them. And upon doing that, who was there? Abdullah. I was like, Warrior, gripped him up, him and his brother. I was like, yo, where's Pops at? He was like, he's coming. Pops was still at the hotel. So boom, I think I'm about to slide off, go in. The security was like, hold on, man, I gotta walk y'all in. I was like, no doubt. So yeah, I got an escort in, right? It is what it is. Y'all seen the footage if I'm lying, right? Y'all seen the footage. Real life motion versus internet gimmicks. But back to Tony Yayo, man. Shout out to Yayo, man. I am so happy for you, good brother. Loyalty has brought you royalty. Look at this, man. 50 Cent offers $5 million to Tony Yayo to start his own podcast. See, loyalty will bring you royalty. Now, I told you guys this a long time ago, about 4 years ago to be exact. But a lot of times, certain content fakers and jealous gimmicks, they love to downplay your emotion. But the good thing about always having receipts and putting in that work, you always have, like these guys, the P files and things like that. Now, I have that as well. And here, just right here, right, is a little bit of that when I was showing you guys this. Yo, Tommy, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Tommy. They love me in London. Smash the like button for me, Tommy. And shout out to you and the whole UK mob. They love me in London, Tommy. Appreciate you, my guy. But yes, that was Richard Comey, man. Shout out to Richie, man. Former world champion. Great guy. But you heard what he said, man. Be loyal. God will always bless those that are loyal. God will always bless those that are loyal. And a lot of times, that's what happens when you are loyal. God will bless you. And I always knew that I was going to be blessed. And a lot of you wicked individuals could never block my blessings. The only one that could block your own blessings is you. That's why I always stress that to people. Don't worry. Just continue to talk your shit. See, that's what I did. I talked my shit to the point where now, These guys can't even do nothing about it. They have no stats. They have, look, you see how I'm on here telling stories that are actual truth. That are actual truth, right? That are actual truth, right? Now watch this. I'm about to play something, right? I'm about to play something about Jihad, right? About 4 years ago, what I said about him. Now I have the proof to show it. He just fought in Canada. Everybody was hitting my phone up, talking about that was his best performance by far. But listen to what I said about him many years ago. Yes, look, that was many years ago. Look, my tooth wasn't chipped yet. But look what has begun, right? That was the vision. All star. Now he's fighting in Canada. All star. Mr. ESPN. All star. See, when you believe in something and you have, like my cousin said, Buddy McGirt, I gotta upload that, man. I interviewed Buddy and I called Buddy, right? Because look, we all fought on a bubble card, bubble boxing. And Buddy was taking off to Florida. He had an early flight too, but his flight was earlier than ours. But you know me, I get up early in the morning. I was out walking the strip, and I caught my cousin right before he jumped in the car service to go to the airport, and he gave me the interview. And when I asked him about Jihad, and I told him to send a message to the good people back here in Brentwood, and he said tunnel vision. See, a lot of times people don't have tunnel vision. You gotta have tunnel vision, and you gotta surround yourself around people that have tunnel vision. See, a lot of times, the bigger you start getting, the vision gets blurry because now you're getting people who don't have your vision coming around you. This is, I'm gonna use Earl Spence. Earl Spence happened to him. I seen it. I seen a lot of the people come around Earl Spence that wasn't around him. And the rest is history. He fell off like a bag of dope. But this is what happens when you're not focused and you allow people to come around you that don't need to be around you. That's why somebody sent me this over the weekend about Jihad. And they was like, yo, tell him to keep his circle tight. And I was like, he's all right, but he has to learn, LOX, living off experience. You have to learn. That's the only way you're gonna know. He has to experience it, right? Because a lot of times, this too, I noticed, right? You can tell people stuff, right? And I'm learning this too as a father, raising my family, right? Experience is the best. And shout out to my grandfather for always instilling this in me. And that's why you always hear me say this. But hey, what do I know, right? Meanwhile, they know, right? they throw you a gem, right? And say, yeah, man, but hey, what do I know, right? What do I know, right? But hey, what do I know, right? But a lot of times, let guys experience it so they can find out themselves. But hopefully, they don't end up like guys that find out the hard way and it fucks them up. And they lose it or they sell their soul. Because, we get that too, man. Look, I got some of my breakfast. This right here, this is a great Dominican meal. This is like the Dominican form of, this right here. It's like ackee. This is fish. They do their own little ackee too. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my sauce, man. Salute to Tony Yayo. I'll be back on later, man. I gotta go drop this car off, man. But I will be back on later. because I'm gonna do some pre-recording. You know, we rocking and rolling. It's up. Hopefully y'all enjoy the show. I appreciate that, Tommy. It's that real talk. You know, that's what we try to give y'all. That motion over here, man. Yeah, that was good, man. I had me a nice breakfast. I still got 2 more eggs left in there. I ain't eat all my food, you know. Nibble that, nibble dibble, nibble dibble. You know. But I just wanted to come on here and, like I said, man, Tony Yayo and 50 of them had that in place since June 10th. $5 million, man. I can't wait to watch his shit. Because look, think about it, right? Some of these other more successful podcasts didn't even launch with that much. He's launching his shit off with 5 M's. You know, like, one thing about this game, the blogging game, right? The media game, because that's a form of media. Talk show, blogging, podcasting. The more people you know, and you look at this now, right? The more people you're tied in with, the easier it is to get guests. Because it's not about the views, man. I'm trying to tell you, right? Because look, I'm going to just use the boxing scene, right? Millie City, I think he's out of Massachusetts, but he's connected, he's tied in. Yo, he gets everybody and their mama, basically, to pull up on his show. Now, when you look at his algorithm flow, he doesn't do the biggest of views. He don't. His guests are probably getting him some of these views because he's constantly getting these guys, right? Whereas you would think, look, and this is another big time channel, the Boxing Voice, right? They do major views, right? But I think his flow of guests always pulling up and doing like the StreamYard interviews drowns them. See, it's all about who you're tied in with, man. Networking, right? That's why I always knew with myself blogging, all these jealous internet gimmick niggas, y'all can't fuck with me, man. Because like I said, if I want to interview a fighter, I'm so tied in now with certain people. I can get these interviews. But I'm, like I said, I made the transition to doing other things. But I still like to keep my blade sharp. So you do see me interview occasional fighters that I really like and respect. You know, like my man Charles Conwell, love him. Muscle Evans. You know? Yeah, I might even get Brandon Adams back on. He had a hell of a fight, man. Man, yo, that guy, he has a hell of a story, man. Hopefully he does something, like a little documentary or something, man. Because he had, man, Brandon Adams, the Cannon, 30-plus-year-old man, he's about to win his 3rd tournament. Because remember, he won the contender, he won a nut, Yo, dude beat the brakes off of Francisco Verno. That is a big middleweight that settles down to junior middleweight. Brandon Adams beat the brakes off of him. Maybe I'll reach out to Brandon. You know? Networking, man. Well, listen, I am going to wrap this up. I'll be back on a little bit, man. I might come right back. Because like I said, I'm off today. I got to drop off this call. And do some things, but maybe I'll come right back on. Cause I do want to do some pre-recording. Maybe I'll do the pre-recording in my backyard. How did that one come out, man? In my backyard, look. I forgot I had my glasses over there on the fax machine. Yeah. How did that one I came out there yesterday, man? That shit came out fire, right? The one where I said that they made the call behind the scene, like, yo, man, let me cloud chase off your son. You know? Yo, can I ask some of y'all this too while I close it, before I close it? I want to start some shit up, right? I was wondering, can any of y'all find out internet dick eater Twitter guys? Look, I'm gonna look over here. Internet dick eater Twitter guys, right? Insiders. Find out this for me, right? Since it came out that he's making $300K. I'm talking about Brian Norman Jr., right? As the co-main. He's a world champion. Is Keyshawn Davis, as the main event, being paid more than him? I know I don't want to, you can call that pocket watching and all that. And I just want to put that out there as a blogger. How's that working now? Is the main event fighter making more money than the world champion? Inquiring minds want to know, man. Maybe some of you guys that at people and get answers on Twitter and shit like that, find that out, man. Find that out, man. Cause I like to do some content on that, man. I wonder how that works. Cause if maybe he's not making more money, and they say, you know what, we'll pay him more as the co-main. Just find that out, though. I just wanted to know. Put that out there, man. Maybe some of you more connected dick eaters on the internet at somebody and find out. But this is, oh, that's that jihad sucker, right? Look, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. You can see it. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. Yes, man. Appreciate y'all, though, man. Pull back up, man. Give me about a couple hours, give or take. Make a couple of runs, do a couple of things, and I'll be back. Randy Watson. Sex and chocolate. This is the Sauce Experience. Ah.